Hello everyone, today we're going over how to replace these old raggedy door speakers in our Nissan Frontier to these beautiful brand new 6x9s. And the material we'll be using, 6x9 speakers come in a pair, a speaker wiring harness, the car panel removal set, a 10mm socket with a socket wrench, and an 8mm socket. So let's jump right in. And for our first step, we're going to take our trim removal tool and remove the switch bezel. Now this truck was not equipped with power windows, so this is just a plate, and it comes out very easy. And let's go ahead and move the camera in so we can get a better point of view here. And if you look right here, you can see the clip that's holding the door handle trim. So all we need to do is push on that clip a little bit. We just want to disengage it. And that looks pretty good. Bring it around to the front. And all you need to do is take your finger, get in there, and pull. And it should pop right out. Alright, so let's go ahead and move right into the armrest. So we're going to take our trim removal tool, and we're going to start from the bottom and see if we can start prying it apart. Now it's going to be a little bit tough since this hasn't been done in a while, and it's going to fight me just a little bit, so I'm going to need a little bit of finesse until these clips come out. That's what we want. And then start at the top, and this should pop right out. That's exactly what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and grab our 10mm socket and socket wrench, and let's go and remove the two outer bracket screws. And it's just about loose. Let's take that out. And one down. And let's see if we can remove the second one without dropping it. And perfect. Alright, here comes the tricky part. We're going to remove the window crank handle. So grab your trim removal tool. Get it between the window handle and the seal. We want to push against that retaining spring. So we're going to see if we can work it right out. Let me turn the actual handle so you can see the spring. And that little metal piece sticking on the left, that's where our spring is. So we're trying to push it out just enough so we can get our trim removal tool under it. So let's see if I can get it under there. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Perfect. Came out without losing it. Alright, now the handle's ready to come out with the seal. And go ahead and set those aside. Now that we did a hard step, let's go and do an easy step. Let's go ahead and remove our door handle screw cap. It's this cap right here. So take your trim removal tool. We're going to get right under it, or at least try to. And it should pop right out. And go ahead and pull on your handle if it doesn't come out easy. That's exactly what we look for. Perfect. And now that we have access to the door handle screw, let's grab our 10mm socket and go ahead and remove that screw. And we remove the last screw for this door panel. Now for the fun part, we get to remove our door panel. So grab your trim removal tool. We're going to get in between the panel itself and the door, and all you have to do is pry against the actual retaining pins. So pry against each one of those, and you should hear a pop for every single one of those. Let's see if I can get all of them. And there should be one more at the top right here. There it goes. And with all of them out, it should lift right up. You might have to use a little bit of finesse and a little bit of shaking. And there we go. And let's get through the door handle and just go ahead and set this aside. Let me go ahead and bring the camera in to our old factory speaker so we can remove our 4 screws. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And all you have to do is grab your 8mm socket and socket wrench, and we're going to remove all 4 of these screws. And with the 4 screws removed, the speaker should pop right out. And now we can turn it over and remove the wiring harness. So let's push on this clip right here, and it should pop right out. And it might fight you a little bit. Awesome. And since we're replacing with aftermarket speakers, we had to purchase a wiring harness. So this is an easy plug and play. So unbag it. And it's a very simple wiring harness, nothing much to it. Let's go ahead and grab our aftermarket speaker. And if you look at it, there's 2 terminals, a small one and a big one. The small one is your negative. It's this right here. And it should fit in one way. So we're going to see if we can press that in. This might fight you a little bit, so you might have to wiggle it and you hear snap. Then we'll go ahead and put our positive in. Again, these only fit in one way based on the sizes. Press on it. And again, this may require a little bit of finesse. And perfect. Now we're ready to go ahead and connect our wiring harness. So let's grab the connector from our vehicle. And I'm going to see if I can do this one-handed. This is going to be a little difficult. Let me tell you what, let me palm it in one hand. There we go. And grab the other with my other hand without blocking the camera. And it fits in one way, and it should snap right in. And awesome. Alright, now we're officially at the halfway point. Let's go ahead and tuck in our excess wiring within the cavity and go ahead and sit the speaker within the mounting area. And while trying to hold the speaker with one hand without dropping it, I'm going to see if I can take all 4 of these screws and see if we can put them in and install all 4 screws with an 8mm socket. And with that beautiful looking speaker installed in our door, we can go and cover it up with our door trim panel. So I'm going to get around the door handle right there. And we want to start with the top. Once you have the trim in between the window gap right there, you push down. That's exactly what we look for. Perfect. And let's go ahead and bring the camera in so we can see what we're doing. So we want to make sure the retainers are lined up with the holes. And it looks like they are. That's perfect. And all you got to do is push against it. That's a snap we're looking for. And all I have to do is every single one of those to hear a snap. Alright, let's go ahead and install our door handle screw. So go ahead and start finger tight, and then grab your 10mm socket and socket wrench, and we're going to tighten that up. And with the screw snugged up, all we have to do is install our cap. So lift the handle and push on that cap till you hear a snap. And the same process with the cap. We want to install our door handle trim. Just line up the holes, and it should press right in till you hear a snap. We're almost complete. Let's go ahead and grab our outer bracket screws and go ahead and start by hand tightening them. Again, try not to drop them. If you do, you're going to have to take this whole trim panel apart. So get them until they're at least finger tight. We're going to do both of them. And this is the hardest part right here because I have big hands. And there we go. And then go ahead and take your 10mm socket and socket wrench and go ahead and tighten those up. And with those 2 screws tightened, we can install our armrest. So let's go ahead and line it up as best we can. And all we got to do is push down to your snap. And eyeball that one side. That's perfect. And now we can install our switch bezel. So we're going to start from the top, get it hooked in, and then push down. And that is just too easy. Alright, now here comes the tricky part. Let me go and put the seal on the shaft. And I'm going to take the window crank handle in my left hand, spring in the right. And I'm going to go ahead and place the spring on the handle while holding them together firmly. I don't want to put the spring all the way on the handle yet. Put it on the shaft very gently. Alright, it's holding. And press on the handle. And we're going to press on it all the way very hard until I can get my trim removal tool in my other hand. And see if I can push that spring down without screwing it up. And, oh, that's exactly what we want. That was textbook. And that thing is not going anywhere. That's beautiful. And then all we have to do is repeat these same steps on the passenger side. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe.